Patrick Hanley at ptarts.com. I paint things like this, guys, portraits, landscapes, watercolours, which are sort of landmarks. I seem to be marking landmarks. So I've sort of just like started with bridges, and it's like just this year, like an explosion in between doing these videos and writing content and stuff. So I want to talk a bit more about connect, thoughts. So they're my thoughts. So the thing is, when you meet somebody face to face, your senses, all of them kick in, don't they? Maybe you start with an eyeball, a greeting, like so. There's touch. Can be if you shake the hand, or if you don't know them, maybe shake their hand. Like it's a UK thing. Like Italy, it's sort of quite often with an embrace or a hug or whatever, depending on what culture you're in. But it's like all of our senses are there. So already just with a hello and a handshake, you've like worked out all of these aspects of a person. Part of that is like about survivor, isn't it? It's to make sure you're not going to get attacked. And it's the way we're built. So it's amazing how much you can tell from that first glance. Granted, a lot of the ideas that conclusions that you come to might be distorted, but at the same time, a lot of the things that you notice are quite sort of correct, which it needs to be, doesn't it? It needs to be. We're designed in such a way that all this happens for a reason. Someone who you've met before or known a long time comes into the room and there is something wrong. They can't hide it, can they? Okay, so depending on their personality, they may well seem okay to anyone who doesn't know them. You know, though, don't you? So the day goes on, and you can just tell, you can sense that there's something wrong. It's just the way they hold themselves, the position of their body, the way they talk or don't talk to you. So later on, you go for a coffee or you're walking down the street, you might just pop that question. You okay? You might either get yeah, no, I'm fine, just tired, or you may well get sort of like a whole story. So that's built into us, isn't it? It's built into us, our senses, our sensitivity that we have built into our like conscious behavior and stuff. All this happens so often, doesn't it, in sort of day-to-day life, so much that we take it for granted because it seems kind of ordinary. Or mundane, you know. We forget how amazing all of what is happening, how amazing it all is, how incredible, and until we start thinking about it. So it doesn't really happen online, does it? So, but then there are so many of our senses that are not in play to start with. We have time to think, to pass over information. Actually, it's one of the things about browsing the internet, isn't it? We have the power where in real life situations we might not. Irrespective of like our social standing, of our haves and have-nots. It's like, who knows? We can be the wealthiest person in the world or have absolutely nothing, but we've still got that access and we can still browse the internet with that power. Of course, if we're wanting to buy something, this can be really strong. That desire. I'm not really a buying person, as in fact, I think a lot of men don't put it. interestingly, like culturally, it's sort of, for me, it's my job is to go, was or is to go out and do all the work, um, and not necessarily do the buying. So a lot of women I know tend, not wanting to generalize, but 80% of people that buy online are women. So it says something, doesn't it? It's because they're not afraid to buy. It's because they do it all the time. It's not something that comes easy to me anyhow. Having said that, if I need something urgently, like I'm making some friends, for example, I've got a job in to make some friends, which is another thing that I do to pay the bills. And so I had to find the right bits of equipment and buy them online. Of course, I've done it before, and I spoke to the client, etc., etc. But I'm really driven to get what I need. So it's the same pattern as anyone else. There is something empowering about making the transaction as well for an object, isn't there? That you can actually do. There's something like it's yours. It's you're making this transaction. So that's also really, really interesting, isn't it? It's because people want to make that transaction because it makes you feel it makes you feel worth. It feels like you have worth in doing the transaction, regardless of what it is that you're buying. So selling artwork online must be about making this environment, taking all these things into consideration, make an environment where somebody can buy, and an environment where they can buy and enjoy feeling empowered. So actually the nuts and bolts of this, um, you think would be simple, but in fact, yes, they are straightforward, but it's so easy to get it wrong. And I'm on that learning curve of getting that environment right. And part of the environment that you create is about this connection. It's about this conversation that you have online so that you can build this friendship and trust that maybe you can build in real life much quicker because of all these sensors and stuff. But it is possible to do it online. How do we do it? It's all about how we write, how we talk. I think video is really, really great because a lot of your senses watching me now, if you're watching me now, are in play, aren't they? You can see me, you get a sense of, you can either trust me or not trust me, or whatever feelings you're having those feelings, but it's based on quite a few more senses than just like reading an ad, say. So down to ads as well, and that's another thing that I'm really looking at because I'm not highly experienced, in fact, at making ads. So like the whole thing is to have that ad so it's like you're talking to a real person. That's sort of that lead in, that it's just making friends and building trust and saying, well, you can buy paintings from me. Actually, you can buy paintings from me. If you like my paintings, you can buy them from me. And not only that, you can talk to me about buying them. It's not actually isn't got a fixed price. I've got a price that I'm selling it for, but I can talk about it. There's room for negotiation always. And it's about trust. It's about time, especially if you want to make a painting for you. All of this stuff is like, how do we do that online? So it's like kind of question of that. How, and it's got to be about your personality, not my personality. So there's no point me saying, do it like this and like that, because all I can do is share what I'm doing, and then that can help you think about what you're doing. So think about, like I said, when you come into a room, you can tell if you're in a good place or a bad place. So, you know, look at what you're writing, because people can tell, yes, it's not all of you, but, you know, it comes across. So it's, what is it that you want to come across? You want a welcoming environment that people want to be in, so that they can see what it is you do and then have the opportunity to buy it if they want. So yeah, I'm thinking hard on this, because it's really about providing a number of important factors. See, if it's complicated to do any of these things and to buy, then you know, or something goes wrong with the technology or the way you set up your website, etc., then I'm off. You're off, aren't you? If it doesn't work, don't want to know. As technology increases in its automation, and the conversation I'm having with people are not real people, my trust levels are decreasing, and that's happening really, really quickly. So, you know, the way to build trust is really important, as it can be broken really quickly, can't it? Once we've met someone, what next? Find some common ground. If you're positioning yourself in the right way, then people will connect with your content. For me, video is a good way. Already, like I said, loads of senses. You can tell quite a lot about me while you're watching what I'm saying. Then to offer it, so then to be able to offer engagement as dialogue, like I was saying earlier, that is like the next stage forward. The start of this can be through email. At the moment, this is vital. That may well change. I'm learning about how to engage in email so it's like conversational and it's enjoyable. And I want to keep an eye on it so it isn't, although it's automated, I know what it is, those conversations that I'm having. All the things we need to consider in the early stages can stack up to start with. Of course, we have to do our work as well, you know, our artwork and what other work we're doing to support ourselves, to put ourselves online and in business. So to be honest, doing all of the support stuff is really helping me be really focused when it comes to painting. Like they say, if you want something done, best ask someone who's busy. So the nuts and bolts and the way that we set up an environment where we can share our work and offer sales is what we're working towards. The first step is building trust and sharing expert understanding. So thank you for watching. I'm going to do more videos talking, because it really helps me as well as you, and I want to help you like think about these things, because you can definitely do it. The first thing is to sort of consider it is what it is you need to be providing to sell artwork online. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share it to anybody who's interested on selling art online. Join my email list on ptlarts.com. It'd be great to have build up a community where we can discuss things. I'm not asking for any money. I just want to share and grow my understanding. So any comments, stick them down below. I'll definitely answer them. Have a great day. Thanks very much.